On Tuesday, there was a city council meeting. Consulting group presents OKC to council with recommendations to improve policing. This is the 39 recommendations from 21CP, which was the Obama-era community policing initiative. You know, this group is fine. I mean, it's they've spent 18 months studying the police department, reviewing things, surveying people, and they put forward 39 pretty basic, pretty straightforward recommendations. They surround the topics like law enforcement de-escalation policy, police accountability to the community, training and crisis response, alternative response to mental health calls, police and youth outreach, a neighborhood safety and violence interruption program, police access to mental health, and homeless outreach.
You know who could do all of those things better?
Anyone?
Not police. Literally anyone but the police.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. I mean, they did vote to accept it. I believe Bradley Carter was the only one who voted against it after what was funny about his comments at council, though, were he's like, 20 people or however many had come and all said, accept the recommendations, the police are a problem, we need to fix this, we need to do something about it. Hell, even the new president of the FOP, Mark Nelson, got up and said, hey, we hear things aren't great, we want to fix things too. I mean, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but even the police didn't double down on their bullshit like they normally do. And friggin' Bradley Carter gets up there and is like, well, nobody came to defend the police. Nobody called my office. Nobody said anything, but I'm gonna do it, and
cause fuck the police. That's why. You don't hear us out here saying fuck the ambulance, fuck the fire department, fuck you, Bradley, and fuck the police.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying fuck the EMSA. We love EMSA.
Well, actually, wasn't we kind of pissed off at EMSA 2 weeks ago? But anyway, there ain't a whole fuck EMSA song, bro. And that's for a reason. You had to be the one. You had to be.
It was just weird. It was weird. He was the only one that voted against it. So now of course, we moved to implementation.
How dare we not say enough positive things about the police?
I mean, that was basically his whole speech. How dare we sit up here and not just slobber all over the police?
And he said it so quietly. Even as he was saying it, he wasn't confident in it. He's like, we're going to stood up for them. It's even Wade Burley got up there. Yeah, things are not great, not perfect. Things can always be better. So
there was also the weird thing of Craig Freeman winking at Gorley after puffing each other up. The city manager, who is the direct boss of the police chief, says oh yeah, we want to do everything better. We want to prosecute bad cops. Wink. And it's I'm not sure.
That
in this context of conversation,
we want to prosecute.
What?
We want to. Who winked at? Who said that?
Craig Freeman.
This was Tuesday morning.
Here, let me see if I can find it.
I was not in Oklahoma.
I wasn't there. But literally, he was
we're literally in a hospital waiting room. So here, hold on. I'll pull it up. You guys talk. Talk amongst yourselves.
You might as well just do your crimes out the open.
Oh my gosh! Cause
here. We'll listen to it real quick.
Yeah.
Since we
piece and we'll work through those things, but it's something we have to do together. If we want to see things and see ourselves be better, it's something we all have to work together and do this together. And so I appreciate his leadership and his team in doing this. I want to express that when we look at these kinds of things and we talk about police reforms and we talk about improvements we want to make, sometimes people can get the idea that we don't support our officers, but we do. We're grateful for the men and women of the department that are out there. We do know that we have to be accountable because of the significant responsibility that they carry and the authority that they carry. And so all of us together have to work together to see this move forward. And Chief's a huge part of this. And like you said, they haven't been sitting still as we've gone through this. They've listened. They've paid attention to what was going on. They've made changes even as we were making recommendations. And so he's been a part of this and been supportive of this, and I appreciate his work in that and his leadership, and it's going to be important as we go forward. Thanks, Chief. Peace, and we'll work through those things.
Just at the very end with the wink, it's like, save that for the office, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
we already know that them two and David Hull are just like 3 cats in a bag. As a matter of fact, we should put them in a bag and just swing them around, because they need some sense beating to they dumbasses. I can't with Craig
here we can watch this real quick. This is the press conference. This is the KOCO coverage.
Demands from protesters in 2020 finally to be fulfilled. 39 recommendations for police reform accepted by City Council today, yet the process is just beginning.
This is a small step, and our work is now laid out in front of us, and we expect the City of Oklahoma City, the city manager, to take these recommendations into swift action.
Community members asking for accountability and oversight as new policies take place. Some council members showing support for the OKC Police Department, saying they've already made positive changes in writing and action.
Every officer that I've talked to wants to hold each other and themselves accountable. They're not trying to shy away from accountability. Their job is to enforce the law and to protect and provide us that aspect of security.
Ward 1 Councilman Bradley Carter said while he agrees with some recommendations, more phone calls were made to the community than data pulled relating to these issues.
Last year we had 872,414 contacts between our community and our police officers. Of that, 528 of them had uses of force. That's 0.06%.
Community members saying data
We're
they
the highest
see
rate of
speaks
police
differently.
killings in
The facts are there, and that the truth is our police department is number 2 in per capita police killings.
And that community involvement with police requires more depth.
The community is not satisfied with having a hot dog cookout in a church parking lot with the police. That's simply not the answer.
And the community members there today speaking on police reform say that they plan to hold leaders accountable on these recommendations, which will begin being implemented now.
So
yeah, bunch of bullshit. First of all, if you don't know the history of what all of this is about, the community started asking for reform from the city of Oklahoma City. They didn't want to do shit. Mayor Holt took a knee, blah, 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 did all this performative shit, and then did not do anything. David Prater goes on to charge all these people with terrorism, incitement to riot. The community has to rally like almost $7 million to get people out of jail, goes through all of this bullshit. Then we get to the point where we're like, we aren't having it. Like, we're going to continue to show up. We're going to continue to show up to your meetings. Stavian Rodriguez gets killed November 23rd. Benny Edwards gets killed December fucking 11th. That's 2-3 weeks apart.
And then Daniel Hobbs was that spring.
And then Daniel Hobbs was, like right there. So the whole time, the community sitting here begging y'all for accountability. Mayor Holt's like, nah, we not meeting with them. Craig Freeman like, nah, we not meeting with them. The chief of police like, nah, we not meeting with them. So they hire 21CP. Community shows up and we like, why the fuck would we hire some people who don't even live here to come tell y'all what to do with a police department they don't know nothing about, and the motherfuckers who deal with them like us every day you won't even listen to. So they gone ahead, hired 21CP. 21CP commenced to calling all of those same community members up, having conversations with us. A bunch of people, because there were a bunch of people showing up, because this was important, and they didn't care. And now, 18 months later, now we're bringing up the recommendations again, which are some of the same. I'm going to just say it like this. Thank you, 21CP, for coming and having the conversation with community that our spineless ass leaders wouldn't even have with us. Thank you for even having that conversation. But at the end of the day, a lot of your recommendations are still teethless. This shit ain't gonna say black people. This shit ain't gonna say nobody at the end of the day. Because we've already seen a lot of these things be implemented in other states that are still killing black people. Look at Minneapolis. They just did a whole bunch of shit, and y'all still just killed Amir Locke. So,
yeah. So, I mean, there is a good article in Free Press. This goes through kind of a lot deeper dive into it. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of where we're at. It's hard to see like a really clear path forward.
Man, there was a whole community initiative last summer. How could I even forget a whole community initiative? The Make It Right project, bro. Members from all over the community literally coming together around the one issue of the police budget, begging our community leaders to fund education and fund actual things that make our community safer, and they still chose to give OKC PD one of the biggest budgets they ever had.
Thanks for watching our video. Please give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. If you want to engage with us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram.